You know, it's kind of ironic that the other day I did a goodbye Rogue Company video, and I really thought that that would be my last until they eventually do a tweet to say that we're updating Rogue, and I'll hop back in and give it a little try. But all those sort of dreams or hopes that there would be a Rogue Company 2 or even an update seems like the now has finally been put in the coffin. And if you're asking what's my source, well, the director of Hi-Rez himself, Stuart Chisholm, he's done a really long tweet today that basically says they're making some difficult but necessary changes to ensure that Hi-Rez's long-term success is focusing on positioning Smite 2 for a long and sustainable future. And I don't know if any of you have kept tabs on the performance of Smite 2, but it's a little bit underwhelming. And I feel like they're putting all their eggs in one basket, which they probably didn't need to do if they focused their resources right on getting Rogue Company right from the day one. And what's kind of annoying is Rogue Company at its core, its original state was so good, it was just lacking a few things. Like when it first launched, it was lacking a battle pass, which was all the rage back in the day when this launched. It was missing some really cool cosmetics that come way too late in my opinion. It was missing a rank mode on launch. But if it just kept to all them basic things and got the major ground breaking bugs sorted early on, I do think we'll be having a completely different conversation now. So anyway, Stuart Chisholm goes on to say, as part of this internal reorganisation and repriorisation, we are laying off some of our team members across Hi-Rez. This will disproportionately impact those in marketing and publishing roles, as well as some from Evil Mojo and GNA and Titanforge divisions. The game team roles impacted disproportionately affect our team working on cosmetic skin content and system features. And I firstly just want to say I'm really sad to everyone that's lost their roles at Hi-Rez Studios. You know, once upon a time, Hi-Rez were such a powerhouse in some of the games that they had, and I feel like over the time we've just kind of seen them go pew, and this really does seem like a last ditch attempt, or at least to me a last ditch attempt on putting all their eggs in one basket to revive the title that they've probably made the most money on, and that is Smite. And I've not actually played Smite myself, so I can't tell you this isn't going to be a video about is Smite 2 better than Smite, because I really don't know. But for their sake, I hope it is. He goes on to say that this news has a real human impact at a tough time for workers in this industry. Each impacted individual is a talented and dedicated professional who has poured their heart and soul into our games. And, you know, working with a few that was developing Rogue Company, like Jared, Brad Witt, Pretty Hair, Scott Gandy, they're all the ones that I was directly involved with, and Hi-Rez a bit later on. I can say these were all incredible guys. They were so passionate about Rogue Company, as well was I. And it's such a shame. And I mean, a lot of them hopefully have moved on and got new roles. We know a few of them have. But I really do think they were so dedicated to making the best product that Rogue Company could possibly be. And I feel like even some of their decisions was probably influenced by the higher-ups that probably forced them to change the direction of Rogue Company. And I remember back in the day, I got a lot of heat to say that it's my fault that Rogue Company was moving and introducing weapon mastery and things like that. That was nothing to do with me. I used to just play test them, give my feedback in private, and whatever I would have said probably wouldn't have been listened to anyway. Maybe there was a couple of things that they did listen to, but I imagine that's very, very small. Overall, I think the higher-ups acted on what they think the game needed, but in reality it was completely different to what the community and what the real hardcore players loved about Rogue Company in the first place. He does go on to say that it will take personal accountability, and I think he 100% should. You know, there's a lot of people's livelihoods and families that were on the line when they got these roles. I just hope that they're able to fall on their feet in another role. And I hope that Hi-Rez help them in the best way that they can. He does go on to say that this move follows a comprehensive review of our strategy and operations in the game division. We have decided to concentrate our efforts entirely on Smite 2, outside of small teams that support in light updates for Paladins and Smite 1. No mention of Rogue Company, and this is why the title of the video is Rogue Company is dead. And literally, there's going to be no more updates. There's 0 people working on it. There's 0 teams or resources allocated to it. And I think they're just going to let Rogue Company just gradually fade out. You know, I checked yesterday, it has like 400 players on Steam, or just below like 300 or whatever. And I think that is a testament to all the people that absolutely do love Rogue Company. But unfortunately, they're just going to milk in the last sales. And, you know, from a moral standpoint, I understand, you know, they invested a lot in the game. But having people spend money now, like say if they bought something in the store and they know they're getting no updates down the line, that kind of doesn't sit well with me. But yeah, just reading this now just makes me so sad. Like, honestly, when I started content creation, I never thought Rogue Company would have the plug pulled on it. I thought it had so much going for it. But look, if they need to support their golden child one day, maybe they will sell Rogue Company. I guess that's our only hope as a community now, that the intellectual property of Rogue gets sold. Which I think they should do. I genuinely think the game has so much more in its locker, and so much unrealized potential. And it'd be sad to just see it go down as one of those games that never lived up to its potential, to be honest. It does say that the team working on gods and gameplay features is larger than that of Smite 1. So it seems like they're really focused on monetization there, like bringing out new cosmetics for their gods and bringing out more gods, which I assume you buy with real money or in-game currency or something like that. As I said, not played Smite, so I can't say whether all new gods are purchasable just from playing the game. I would assume that is a mechanic in the game as it was with Rogue. Our goal for Smite 2 in the near term is to create the best possible game experience for our community, and a game that provides joy to players and can sustain itself long into the 2030s. As we've gained experience through Alpha, the process of migrating gods from Smite 1 to Smite 2 is now clearer, and we're also better understand what players want from the game. We're doubling down on ensuring this transition meets player expectations and moves faster, taking into account the lessons we have learned in early Alpha. Do I see Smite being a game that lives on to the 2030s? I don't know. I really don't know. Based on the player numbers right now, even though it is on Alpha, I would probably say unless there's a new console that comes out in that sort of is shipped with Smite 2 or something, for those that can't play League of Legends, that would probably be their best avenue to last until 2030s. Otherwise, I just think the era of wanting to play League of Legends on consoles is probably not as desirable because you have so many alternatives now. And does that mark the downfall of Hi-Rez doubling down on something that worked a while ago but not necessarily is going to work now, as in 2024? I don't know. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would probably say that Smite 2 will do alright. I think if they put enough heart and passion and soul into it, I think post-alpha, I think they'll do just fine. But hey, they've really got to pull something out of the bag, to be honest. Just going off player numbers as it stands. But there we go. It says, while these changes are difficult, we believe they are necessary and we will emerge stronger from them. We appreciate your continued support and understanding during this challenging period, and the support and thanks support and thanks to the employees. I mean, that's a given. Like, they've given so much to that company, and oh man, this just sucks to make this video, to be honest. Rogue Company, man, you've done something to me and all of us that absolutely love this game. But you know, one last hurrah for Rogue. If you loved Rogue like I did, I guess now's the end. This is the end. So yeah, I don't even know how to end the video.